In prior videos, we've used the sort, filter, and data drop-downs to kind of play with our data set. In this video, I want to give you a more advanced way of filtering and sorting your data. We're going to use SQL, which stands for Sequential Query Language, which is generally used by data analysts to query massive databases, but that you can also use within Google Sheets. So to give you an example, we're going to use our data set that has the subscription, customer, and plan IDs and a bunch of different metrics, as you can see here. So on our query tab, we're going to write a query using SQL to actually filter and sort that data. So the query function, let me just type it once so you can see which one it is. So this is the query function. It takes a data set, a query, and headers. So the data set is done by just selecting a range in your data set. The interesting part then starts with the select statement. So the select statement points to different columns of our data set. We can then use the where clause to filter our data. So we might say where A is larger than B. We can then limit the amount of results using a limit function and find different parameters such as like and group by to further refine our statement. So let's just jump into an example. If we use query and then select our entire data range, so column A until P, and then do comma, open the brackets, so quotations, sorry. So then we say select, and to start off with, I will use an asterisk, which is a wildcard. We'll basically select everything. So we close it off, and then it takes a few seconds to load this data in. But if it turns out all right, we should see now all columns. It did, so it returned all the different columns. So this is not super handy. What we probably want to do is use a few where statements to narrow this down. So what we, for instance, can do is say we just want to select column E and let's do column G and the created year. So let's say column J, where the interval, so column G is not equal to month. So if we want to do month, we want to do this like that. Okay. Let's see if that works. Yes. Okay, let's give that a go. So this gives an error, which has to do with how we defined this. This is not correct. Let's give it some time to load. Here we go. So if you want to use strings, so text strings, you have to do it by single quotations, whereas the auto limits are double quotations. So in this case, we selected column E, G, and J, where column G is not equal to month. So that's quite interesting. What we can do as well is that, let's say we want to do price, and then we want to say price is greater than 25. So price is column, which column is it? Column H. So we can say and column H is greater than 25. And we also want to show that column. So we add that in the select statement. So that gives some time to load again. And now we find the price column as well as only the ones that are greater than 25. So most likely you kind of want to have a customer ID or a price ID or a plan ID as well. You can just add these columns in quite nicely. You don't have to select the full range. You can just hit those letters of the column. So A, B, C. So as you can see, those get added automatically. So this is quite handy. You can then add multiple statements such as limit 10, which should then only give us 10 results. So if you're interested in SQL and more of these kind of queries, let me know, drop a question, leave a comment, and I can make specific videos for this. If you're getting stuck or you're not getting the same output or errors, also let me know. Happy to help you out and guide you in the right direction. And otherwise, I'll see you in the next video.